Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to lead run here, the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. We did have another video crossing 3,000 likes over the weekend, now putting us only 4 away from the worst run of the Repentance Era redo, which is now officially going to be episode 1068. So get ready for that. Thank you all very much for all those of you who did cast your votes. I really do appreciate it. I know it's been a long like streak goal here, but I think the next one's going to be pretty quick to resolve. That's all I'm going to say. Here's your meme of the day, brought to you by Radtastical on this Invicta subreddit. Title thread was YouTube finally asking for some real feedback. And in the comment, they also said, I will never be the same after that last video. This is another reminder to the Mosh Pit that you are loved and that you matter, every single one of you. Thank you very much, Radtastical, for giving such a positive outlook each and every day in the comments, and also everyone who upvotes those so we can see them bright and early as soon as the video comes out. And also, thank you very much. Yeah, it is an important 5-star rated topic. Let me tell you that. C today is going to be 1-8 Victor Whiskey 6 Alpha Zulu Quebec, and I just now realized that we have Spin Dizzle. Excuse me, Curse Door. We have flat. Thank you. I was gonna say we have flat file here. So we're starting off with Spin Down Die. We have no idea how much HP we have. It seems to be the common trend lately with Curse the Unknown on 4-1 and 2. And also Midas Touch, which is not a bad item to start with at all, especially if we can end up getting some kind of invincibility. I mean, Sigil Baphomet would be amazing. Book of Shadows, of course, would be amazing. But is that going to be something that we really want to get rid of Spin Down Die for? I don't know. Spin Down Die, of course, is one of the best items in the entire game. It can literally carry you through a run from the word go. So we get Death Certificate. Oh my goodness. A death certificate start here thanks to Spin Down. Remember I was just talking about how like Spin Down Die is literally one of the best items in the entire game? Well, there you go. And yeah, it's been way too long since we've had this item. You probably already know where I'm going to go with this, but I feel like we've been neglecting an old friend. I know R-Key is there, but look, we're not taking it. It's way too early for an R-Key. You thought I was gonna go Binge Eater, didn't you? We're not going Binge Eater this time. Don't worry. Those of you who are Binge Eater haters, don't worry. I have to. It's been far too long, and also we don't know how much HP we have or don't have, so us being able to get an HP upgrade from this is going to be absolutely legendary. And wow, already we're probably going to be speed racing down to a 3,000 likes or more already. Sacred Hizzle, let's go. Wow, what a start. Pretty much the most perfect start we could ask for. Sacred Heart, Spin Down Die. Yeah. Now we're not going to use the Hermit card because obviously we have free access to our shop. But with only 7 cents, I mean, we should go in there, especially now. And obviously, we have nothing to worry about when it comes to Sacred Heart being our starting item here, along with Spin Down Die. It's as soon as I saw Botfly, I was like, oh, could it be? Could it be? Pretty sure Botfly was one of those sort of memorable spin down targets that you just gun for, and boy howdy, Mr. Me is going to turn into Harbingers, which we absolutely don't care about. Now, obviously, there's a lot of options there. You can take Sacred Orb, you can take Glitch Crown, you could take Rock Bottom. Binge Eater, of course, is usually the front runner, or Brimstone or Mom's Knife. But it has been a long time since we got Sacred Heart, and honestly, I ain't gonna hate this choice at all. Once again, we get Famine, which I feel like this is now like the 5th or 6th time that we've seen Famine. But this time around, we have a little trick up our sleeves. We got Spin Down Die. So Spin Down Die, if you don't know what it does, it is going to basically roll down this item. If you look over there on the left side, you can see what it actually turns into. So this one's first going to turn to Guillotine if we wanted it, which I don't, and then it would go to Sharp Plug and then Fanny Pack. But man, God tier start. As far as the question of the episodes go, there were no questions of the episode last week. I looked through the comments, and then there was nothing that was upvoted, at least not that I could see. I should remind everyone that not every single YouTube comment gets shown. For what reason? One reason or another. Sometimes people will leave a comment and it's just not there. It could be something that triggered the YouTube spam. Something about I don't have any real content moderation filters out there other than just, you know, blocking like a bunch of like the regular emojis and anything that was like a URL or stuff like that. So everything else is regulated by YouTube. So if you see your comment, but I don't have it on there, man, we could actually get, ooh, man. I do want Pluto, but imagine Neptunus with Sacred Heart. That feels like a better play there. So let's see if we can get to 15 cents first, then we'll go back and get a full charge. We can. So we may be going Neptunus here, which wouldn't be terrible. But yeah, there were no upvoted questions of the episode. It was mostly something about me having a devil deal that I didn't take or something. I don't know. So remember, if the going's getting good and you don't see any upvoted comments or questions of the episode, you might want to ask it. You never know what's going to end up showing up. You like to have that for engagement, and thank you everyone who does send out some questions of the episodes. Vuka, I think she is the queen of the comments so far. Anyway, she easily has the most notches on her belt in terms of questions of the episode. Ronnie's getting up there too. He's getting up there. Who else is another question asker? There's a lot of pretty consistent ones. Yeah, so we definitely don't want those. I think we're about to fight the boss, so I'm going to hold off on re-rolling so far because I wouldn't mind Pluto, to be honest. Us getting Pluto wouldn't be the worst thing instead of Neptunus. So let's see if there's something worthy of spinning down in the boss room. By the way, we can finally see our HP. We actually started with, I think, 2 HP. Then we got that Soul Heart and then a Sacred Heart upgrade. Oh god, I didn't even see what that spun down to, but we need the tears anyway. So Candy Heart wouldn't be bad. Ooh. Lusty Blood is also God, Lusty Blood and Sacred Heart's so good, but that's gonna take up 2 HP though. I'm gonna pass on it. Gonna pass on it. There's a Tended Rock up there, which we can get. I am gonna take Neptunus. And sure. Double Yave. We've got lots of Yaves now. Yeah, Neptunus Sacred Heart, that is going to be so much front-loaded damage. It's going to be just... It's insane. So what an absolute beast mode start we've got going on here. Boy howdy. Ready to rock. Speaking of S tier, I've got an S tier. Okay. Conjoined. For some reason, I don't know why. For some reason, Seraphim doesn't contribute to the Seraphim transformation. Don't ask why. No clue. That's some good damage there. So what Neptunus does is it gives you this charge up shot that will rapidly decrease. Block there. Rapidly decrease your tears rate as you fire, but it charges up relatively quickly. It's a good way to just front load damage. Now, Neptunus is amazing when you have like multi-shots or a high amount of damage like we do with Sacred Heart. I do like Neptunus with certain effects most of the time. I'm not going to say all the time because there are some times where it does get a little bit obnoxious for the charge shots and everything. But that being said, with this build here, we are going to absolutely pummel everything. Back off the trigger. Now, if we don't want to fire with Neptunus, we can actually just fire at the same old rate that you're seeing right now. And that will not get penalized at all. A lot of people like to say that they try to remind me that I can actually fire normally without Neptunus and there's no downside. The only downside is that it's just the charge shot that you have to worry about. There are times where you wouldn't want to have a whole volley of tears happening all at once. Again, it comes down to just controlling your outgoing DPS. I know that is the main point that I make a lot when it comes to certain items that seemingly have no downside, but you really have to think about the fact that we have so many shots just kind of riffling out there that could be problematic. And Synth Oil would be amazing for this too. I don't know if we're going to have enough charges. Could also just take Diplopia. Being flying would be nice. We're definitely not gonna have any charges if we go start clearing stuff, so we should go for it. We need one more full charge on spin down just to get Synth Oil. And also the money to get it as well. I believe the faster the tears rate, or the higher the tears rate you have, the faster Neptunus will charge. So yeah, there's no way we're gonna have a full charge there. I'm not gonna worry about it. We do get the wafer, of course, which is just gonna make this God tier run even more God tier. And Blood Clot is actually not that bad because we've got Neptunus, so I'll definitely take it. Now, could we have gone and done a full clear? Yes, we could have gone a full clear and done a full clear and maybe found a charge or something like that. I'm hedging my bets here to say that I don't want to go all the way up to the top side of that last map just to maybe get a full charge when we have the spin down die and boss rush becomes instantly more valuable because of that. Get Uncle Holy Water. Yeah, I'll take Uncle Holy Water. Shot speed could definitely use a little bit of help here, but we go straight to the boss. Squeezy is definitely going to happen unless we get something truly amazing in here. We get Backstabber. Then we're going to just re-roll into Squeeze. It gives us some 2 soul hearts. Very nice tears upgrade. Could just go down to the depths now, but I want to at least go see what's inside the shop. You also get our first Guppy item, which is very nice. And I mean, Backstabber, Sacred Heart, Neptunus, just forget about it. Forget about it. I'm not going to use our only bomb for that because we don't technically really need 5 cents right now. Maybe if we had taken Money Equals Power, then maybe, but it's not that much damage. Now, what I will say is Money Equals Power with Sacred Heart is incredible, but in that spot, I'm going to take Backstabber 100% of the time. And I can feel myself starting to get lost here. I'm kind of jonesing for the World of Warcraft new expansion, The War Within. I played it over the weekend in early access, and man, it does feel different than other WoW expansions that I've played in the past couple years. I didn't like Dragonflight. I thought Dragonflight was okay, but it wasn't fitting my vibe. It wasn't really my thing. Like, when I think about dragons, right? Like high fantasy Tolkien-esque universes. I want I want dragons like kind of like almost like Game of Thrones, where they're big, they're spiky, they're really awe-inspiring and just insanely metal looking and stuff. You know, just something cool, kind of like Deathwing in a way. But Dragonflight was like, you know, they had all the pretty dragons, and they're not fighting each other. They're turning into human form. I'm like, Dragonflight, I want like, no, we can't. I mean, Tech X completely cancels out Neptunus, so I don't want Tech X. We'll lose a lot of keys here. This might be a Hangman card, so maybe we get that full. No. Seagram should be meow. Oh, it's not. I am honestly surprised. Okay, we're starting to flounder a little bit here on time. Gonna move on. But yeah, War Within so far has been very, 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 very fun. It's a harkening back to, you know, gritty fantasy Warcraft. I like the solo dungeons. The solo dungeons are really cool. It's definitely my pace because I don't usually like to play MMOs with random people I don't know. As counterintuitive as that sounds in the world of MMOs, it's just true. I've always preferred playing solo. That's the reason why I PvP solo most of the time. It's the reason why I do arenas solo most of the time. Even if Prot Warrior is not necessarily the best choice for that, you know what? I persevere. I always do things my way, no matter what. People make fun of me for playing a Night Elf Prot Warrior in PvP, and that's okay. I like the challenge. I like playing the off meta. I mean, anyone can suit up and play arms and maybe not play it well, but I mean, you know, it's obviously you're gonna have a much easier time in PvP than protection. You're not gonna be like a Bajira or anything, but you can still find a lot easier success than as an arms warrior or than as a Prot Warrior. But I like doing things my way. Same thing goes for, you know, for Eden, for YouTube, and Isaac in general. I mean, a lot of people make fun of me for having a boring play style and you know, playing the same way over and over and over and over again, that sort of thing, and it's fine. I am happy to say that I've done, if YouTube were to dry up tomorrow, I could look back on it and be very proud and happy that I did everything my own way. I didn't let anyone tell me what was right, what was wrong. You know, very prideful of that. Gonna get hit. Nope. Yep. Get hit by the long shot. I have no idea where our item room is. Ah. I ain't gonna let anybody tell me how to do things in terms of black powder. Check the shop real quick here. And a greed fight. A greed fight. 56 cents and nothing to spend it on. Now we do obviously have the wafer, by the way. So later on down the road here, if we need to do some sack room shuffling, it is absolutely the best time to do so. But I'm ready to get another impactful item here, game. We pushed Green Cage. Either that or Green Cage is immune to crowd control, which wouldn't surprise me at this point. Make him good at everything else. Might as well make him good at that. Yes, I will take Placenta here. Almost walked past it. We need movement speed though. And of course, our second curse is Curse of the Blind on our boss rush. So that makes spin down totally useless. And yep, that's Isaac, baby. Game is being indignant. We had such a god tier start. I don't know what Magic Skin turns into, but Ekodama, no thanks. And you know what? I don't even care what's in that other chess game, so, you know, you yourself can just sit there and figure it out. I'm not opening it. Who's being the indignant one now? Isn't it incredible how often that happens? Right? Like how often do we see a situation where it's like we carefully plan stuff out, we have a game plan, and everything's looking honky-dory, and then the game decides to just end it all. It's the reason why I stopped playing Balatro, really. For you. Upper cables. I don't know what a 5-cent shop item could be. Battery pack. That would have been nice if we could see our items. The Dull Azerade, which he turns into that, which... Nope. I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Yeah, War Within has been very fun. The solo dungeons have been great with the followers. I really, really enjoy letting NPCs kind of take charge and show you where to go, and they even talk to you and stuff. Like, it's really it's really, really cool. The delves are really fun. I didn't know that they were multiplayer, so that's really cool as well, even though it is a idea they pretty much took from Path of Exile down to a T. Which is not a bad thing, because, I mean, obviously Path of Exile is just an incredible game. What else? Guilds are now cross-faction as well as cross-realm. So basically anyone can play with anyone now, as long as you're in the same region. Grabs his head. No, thank you. And Satanic Bible. No, thank you. All right. And the reason why I say that is because we do have, we do have a long standing Mosh Pit guild, which wasn't called the Mosh Pit from back in the day. It's called the Disciples of Mayhem. It's the guild that I've run. Really, it started off as a clan that I ran back in StarCraft days as a wee lad, and it's the only guild that I remain in WoW. I mean, technically, I was in a much bigger guild in the WoW launch days. We were in Afterlife, way back in the day. Started on the same server and ended up raiding with them. And they were like a mega early progression guild, like a long. I mean, this is a long time ago. This is literally 20 years ago. It's crazy that WoW's been out for that long. And, you know, without WoW, Sinvicta wouldn't be here. I would not be here in the capacity that you know me. And this isn't like oh, WoW saved my life or anything. It's quite literally, I wouldn't be here. If without my World of Warcraft PvP videos, I would have never gotten the attention of Husky. I would have never edited for Ro, and I would have never done YouTube probably. I mean, that's the only reason why I was even doing YouTube in the first place, was just because I wanted a place to upload my WoW videos, my PvP videos. So no matter what you think about WoW, for me, it's the most impactful game in my entire life. You may think it's Isaac, which, I mean, Isaac is definitely number 2. But in terms of the most impact on my life, it's World of Warcraft, like, far and away, number 1. It's not my favorite game of all time, but it's one of my favorite games of all time, even though I don't really play it as much anymore, but I am playing a lot of it with War Within. And of course, Isaac made the channel now what it is. And it's insane to think of the possibilities of where I could be without those 2 games in my life. As silly as that may sound. We're just going through the entire full clear, huh? This is a non-XL map, by the way. Yes. I do want Mom's ring, so we can get a rune. We get a black rune. I don't really need that Hierophant card. Although if we do find if we do find a sack room, though, I will skip to Lamb. Hello? Okay. Oh, not sure what happened there. I think one of them got corn fused there. Not gonna take Damocles. Mom's knife. It does nothing for us. So. Okay. Get a red heart, hopefully, to fill this bone heart. That'd be nice. Still working on base... Well, I say base movement speed, but the movement speed that we started with anyway. And, you know, I gotta say, Flat File has absolutely done gangbusters for us in this run. Saving us so much HP going in and out of curse rooms for free is nuts. But what I was saying before is, speaking of S tier, before I trailed off, have an S tier dinner tonight, and I don't care what this makes me. I'm having Stouffer's lasagna, and for the first time, I am using sourdough for garlic bread. Now I know that sounds weird, but you gotta remember I'm plain. I usually get white bread and that's it. And I'm happy with that. Like, I would just make my poor man's garlic bread and just call it a day. Abba dabba ding dong. It is going to give us movement speed and a lot of damage, so ain't no way I'm passing that up, brother. And we're probably not going to get a sack room, so we'll just... Having a... I was... So last week we had a poll because we hit our Twitch sub goal, and the goal was the mosh pit gets to pick my next dinner that I make on stream. And that was a habit that was born out of the subathon, because obviously I don't like streaming with cameras. Not for any particular reason, but I just don't enjoy it. I just don't like being on camera. And during the subathon, obviously I had to make Mama Victa's chicken and noodles on camera. So after that, people really enjoyed the cooking streams. And so I was like, yeah, you know, maybe I'll randomly like show everyone how I make a steak or my like shake and bake chicken, that sort of thing. So anyway, that's where this is all originating from. And I said, okay, so we narrowed it down to lasagna or bread. I've never made homemade bread before in my entire life. And I've always wanted to, but I've never really had the motivation to, because I'm just not a baker. I like to grill. I'm a griller. But the mosh pit did vote, and they selected overwhelmingly 70% to 30% overwhelmingly took. We don't need small rock. Overwhelmingly took bread. So I'm going to try to make my first ever homemade bread. And because of that poll, I wanted to make lasagna. It was either gonna be lasagna or just regular bread. So to compromise, I was like, all right, so this week I'm gonna have lasagna, and then next week we'll make the bread, which is of course this week. There's Lusty Blood. Ooh, yeah. Twisted Pair is going to be huge. If we can get the Crown of Light, too, that is a massive, and I mean massive amount of damage. So any tips that anyone can offer me on bread making, I'm all ears. But I am going in blind. I've never made bread. And I'm probably just going to start out very basic with like just basic white bread. Maybe sourdough, depending on how easy it is to make. There's the full charge we need right there. So we are going to be able to get Crown of Light. Gotta be careful over HP, though. I don't know exactly how many we have. Should be at 9. It's gonna take us to 6. And then this will take us to 5. But we get flying from Empty Vessel to take the Ankh as well. For some backup, but if we need help on this run, we really screwed up here. Yeah, 40 damage is a lot. This game. So I've got the Stofers on the oven, or in the oven right now. It's not on the oven. Let Evel Knievel get on the oven. I'll stay in here with you folks in uniform. George Carlin from possibly his funniest bit ever. Yeah, you're already dead, Lamb. We're gonna do a victory lap while I smell my lasagna. Second seed, Bravo 7 Yankee Sierra, Papa 9, Papa 3. Still have flat file, obviously. We're just vibing here. We get Guppy's collar, which is going to give us second Guppy item. Yeah, we have flying. God, our movement speed's so bad, though. Can't believe our movement speed is still just not phenomenal. And this is the reason why I didn't want to take Small Rock. Beggar. Fear of the Night would have been nice as well. Yeah. Yeah. Movement speed, or we can go to Revelation. We don't need Revelation, brother, but I'm gonna take it anyway, brother. I mean, it gives us a little bit of a little bit more of a charge up beam, but the amount of damage that's going to do is just redonkulous, especially with Crown of Light. And it also gives us homing because of Sacred Heart and also unlimited range. No, I'm still not taking Small Rock. There's nothing you can do to make me take Small Rock here, game. So you can just stop trying. I know. Victor complains about lack of speed. Passes up a speed upgrade. Yeah, but I mean, come on, it's Revelation. We take Revelation 100% of the time. Almost 99% of the time. Yeah, the battery would be nice as well. That's all right. What does Trinket Smother turn to? Don't care about pause. I'll take the compass. Yep. Okay. Oh, man. Jacob's Ladder with this build. Holy moly. This is... Now we're starting to approach strongest run of the year territory now. Jacob's Ladder just boosts this run to a whole different level. I mean, we're going to be able to be hitting things before we even hit them. I bombed out that way so we can preserve this charge that we have, although we do have the battery, so it doesn't matter. Whatever. It's not like it's going to be any skin off of our back to just do that room again. But good lord. Jacob's Ladder is now going to just pop everything. Hopefully it doesn't crash the game. It shouldn't, but at this point, who knows? I mean, we saw from that post that I did about Little Portal, it does actually happen. Birthright as well would be huge. We can also get 2020, which I don't think is worth it because we lose a lot of damage from that, and we don't have a multi-shot. The shots that we're getting right now are coming from Twisted Pair, so yeah. 2020 is a no-go. Tech point 5 would be nice, but let's see what Birthright gives us first. Oh my god. Woo! Well, we could... Now, hang on. If we... No, we can't pass that up. 63 damage. Yeah. Yeah, this is... We are easily approaching the new strongest run of the year so far. I mean, when your damage is higher than all of the other stats combined, you know that you're having a good time here. Having so much of a good time, you're bombing yourself like a moron. Well, I mean, part of that is true, but also because, oh my god. Part of that is also because we cannot, for the life of us, get a movement speed upgrade. But I mean, there is no worries at all. If that's the only thing that we have in terms of the complaint department, I'm fine with that. Hard reading as well. Oh my Gertie. We can get Mr. Dolly as well. Actually, no, we don't need Mr. Dolly. What am I talking about? We're already capped on tiers. We don't need range. Yeah, remember when I was talking about how we will hit things before we even hit them? Notice how things are just frying and they're not even close to where we are. That's because we're in the flooded caves. That's that whole elemental thing that I talked about. The surprisingly unknown synergies. We'll take the HP upgrade as well, and yep. Fine, so we know what to do here. Just gonna give us nothing but Curse the Blinds now, isn't it? Okay. Curse the Lost. It's kind of along the same vein. Ooh. We're going to get Spear of the Night, which is going to give us Spectral Tears and Flying, but we already had Flying from Empty Vessel. But now we always have Flying. I have a Cult and Brother Bobby, which I'm going to get rid of. Blood of the Martyr, which is going to give us even more damage. This is starting to get out of control, y'all. I mean, we should have known something was up, especially with that start that we had with Death Certificate and Spin Down dice. I guess technically speaking, we didn't technically have a Death Certificate start, but man, oh man, we might as well have. And then we go ahead and do something crazy like get Sacred Heart. Absolute god tier run. don't even know what's down here. It doesn't even matter. Just wish we had a little bit more movement speed. We do not need to teleport out of here because we are absolutely throttling the game right now. Hey, good luck, Mom. And she's dead. Yep. Yep. All right, spin down, die. Give us something good. Moonbender. I mean, it's magic mush. Good lord, man. Now, you might be wondering how come the damage didn't go Insano style there. That is because we already have the multiplier from Cricket's body and Sacred Heart. Magic Mush does not stack with not Cricket's body, Cricket's head. Yeah, this is instant death. The mobs are taking longer to die than they do to spawn and fight. We did take damage here, so we lost Crown of Light, but I don't know if you noticed or not. I don't think it matters. Yeah. On the Void as well. Good lord. This is a absolute shellacking of the game. Yeah, here come the red portals. The game's had enough. This is what the game looks like when it taps out. I don't know why there's like 4,000 triacnids, but whatever. We are absolutely slaying this game. The quarter. Probably should look to see what that turned into. I mean, all we're missing is Guppy at this point. Got lasagna cooking in the oven. We're having fun playing Isaac. We have an absolute god tier run here. Man, life is great. I get to share it all with the mosh pit. And we get Guppy. Wow. I am going to take more Abba Dabba Ding Dong just because I want more movement speed. Actually, it didn't give us movement speed. What the heck? Been robbed? I'd like to speak to you, manager, please. Volatar turns into another Abba Dabba Ding Dong. Okay. And Miter is mighty good. We're just getting we're just getting everything. Don't necessarily want car battery with Spin Dizzle. Gosh, even more damage here. 82.21 damage. I don't think Blue Baby got a single shot off. And it's not looking good for old Hushy either. Yeah, the combined efforts of Maw the Void and Revelation, forget about it. And Backstabber is also kind of screwing Hush. Holy moly. Absolute mollywhopping here. What was I going for? I don't even remember. We're taking another Abba Dabba Ding Dong. I can't believe it's not giving us movement speed, though. It's kind of a shady game. Oh, thank you. You saved us so much space. Oh, I see. Now we're getting into the trolling territory now. Okay. Look, you can be salty all you want, game. This ain't gonna change a thing. Yeah, this is what killing things before we even hit them looks like. What an absolute treasure of a run, I gotta say. Yeah, Delirium better hope he doesn't show up. Get the portal to Blue Baby and let's go find out. Lost Soul, buddy. Check him out now. We'll take that. We finally get a true movement speed, thankfully. And Blue Baby's dead. Oh, Delirium's not going to play. Well, what an absolute beast mode run. Thank you for watching, everyone. What a way to start off our week here. Brand new week, brand new Monday. I can't tell you how grateful I am to have the mosh pit and all the support every single day. It means the world to me, and I can't thank you enough, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like button and leave a comment down below. Don't forget those questions of the episodes. Upvote the ones that you think are interesting, or if you don't see one that's interesting, maybe you can ask your own question. And also, as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like this patrons of mine like Julian LaFawn, Chronic Shadow, and Alex Bison. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Sinvicta.